Hey guys, welcome to Converge Thoughts. It's your girl Anais, and I'm back with another episode for the Glow Up series.
Yay!
I'm actually really excited to have you guys here. I don't know why, but money has literally been on my mind. I got mind on my money and money on my mind.
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
So I felt like it would be a perfect opportunity to really share some success stories, some tips that I've used to really manifest money continuously in my life. And if you guys are ready, let's get straight into it. One of the things that I want you guys to be so aware of is your thoughts. What are your thoughts when it comes to money? In general, like when it comes to any of your manifestations, again, I'm going to gear towards money for the next couple of episodes that I do. But like when you think about it, like what do you think about when you think about money? You know, are you thinking good thoughts? Are you thinking like money comes to me easily? Are you thinking that you are abundant? Like, what are your thoughts around money? Are you thinking you're lacking? Are you thinking gas is too expensive? Are you thinking you can't afford your car payment? Are you thinking you're really tight and you can't do that trip? Like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking when it comes to money? This is key number one, guys. You can't have a success consciousness if you have a failure consciousness first. I know that you can really say something and it manifests, but when we first start out, you have to think about what you've been programmed to think. I know that I grew up thinking that money was hard to obtain. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And honestly, that's a very sad and low level of thinking. That's a very low consciousness of thinking. And I didn't even know that. You know, I didn't even know that that's what I was thinking or how I was feeling about money, but that's how it was. I would complain with people when they're like, "Oh, I can't really afford this," or "Man, gas is so expensive." Why do we even complain about gas when you're going to pay for it anyways? You guys have cars, like why complain about it? You know, you think the rich complain about them having to pay gas? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. You know, they don't care about that kind of stuff. So it's like, are you in failure consciousness or are you in success consciousness? Be aware of that. Be aware of your thoughts. Spend a day, just one day, and being aware of what you're saying. I guarantee you, you will be so surprised by your thoughts. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was even thinking that. Or I actually think that pretty often. You know, we want this money to come in, but then like we're not even truly thinking good thoughts around it. And I'm not saying that you can't have any negative thoughts, but if your predominant thoughts are negative around money and lack, you're going to continue to get that. I don't care what anybody says. Like if your thoughts are always geared towards negative thinking, it's gonna create resistance. Like why do you want to create resistance for yourself? Money is actually easy to bring in, but we make it way more complicated. That's another point when it comes to not only your thoughts, like, but your limitations when it comes to thinking in a sense of the sources. We literally can receive money anyway, but we only think that a 9 to 5 is the only way to receive money. Why? Think about it. Why do we think that? Because we've been programmed to think that that's the only way to make money. So the idea of a job was just created by a man, and it became our thought process. It became something that we started to take as our own. He had an idea where he didn't want to work his job, right? And he decided to hire somebody and he paid for their education. And so that's how jobs came about. So I want you guys to think about it. Like that's not the only source. Just because that's what we're programmed to think and that we have to get an education, that's not the only way. Okay, I want you guys to be open to other ways of receiving money. You can receive money by stocks, you can receive money by creating something, you can receive money by inheritance, you can receive money from a family member you had no idea about. You could receive money from, you know, anywhere. Literally, there's ways I can't even think of at times. Sometimes you'll get a random deposit and you have no idea where it came from. That's happened to me before, where I've gotten a deposit and it says error. When I look to see where the location was, it doesn't tell me. But do I care? No, because I know I manifest that money and I deserve it. I'm in the energy of abundance. So be open to wherever it comes from. Okay. Be aware of your thoughts and be open to any of the sources of wherever it comes from, because there's ways we do not know of. Literally, there's infinite realities of you receiving money. So there's not just one way. Literally, there's so many different ways that, like, it's exciting to think about. And I can't even fathom what that would look like, but I just know that I'm going to receive it. There's versions of me that receives it, right? And so be in that energy of just receiving no matter what, however it looks like. It could literally come as an idea, and then all of a sudden you share this idea and you make it happen, and then all of a sudden you're a millionaire. Like, and that's another thing. Like, don't just only think of how to sustain your bills. Like, be open to huge numbers of money. Be so open to, I like to play with it. You know, I like to think about different ways of how I can spend that money so that I'm always feeling in a flow energy. Okay. That's another key right there, is always being in the flow with money. And it's just thinking about like how I'm going to spend the money, what it's going to feel like, right? And you're just feeling, okay, well, I know this money is going to come easily to me. So, like, what am I going to use what am I going to do to use this money up? Oof, I'm thinking about that vacation. I want to take the kids. I want to take my girlfriend. I want to take my boyfriend, whatever, right? Get into the energy of just however you want to use that money. Have fun with it. Oh, I'm going to go get my toes done. I'm going to send money to my mom. Guys, I'm always thinking about my mom. I'm always thinking about sending her money. So I always make a point that whenever I get money, I send her money, because you know, she deserves it as much as I do, because that's just the reality that I choose to accept. I know this is, I want to let you guys know that you can manifest money even when you're stressed. But why? Why would you want to create stress? You can literally say something and money pops in, right? But it's like, what are you choosing? Why would you want to choose to manifest money and be so stressed? Like, I just don't like that idea. So I always tell myself, whenever I'm feeling resistance, I go into that gratitude and I remember, oh, thank you, universe, for giving me this money so I can enjoy getting tea and sitting down and having a conversation with my daughter. I love that. I love that so much. You give me the freedom to work for myself. You give me the freedom and the luxury of having this moment with my daughter. You know, I thank you for allowing me to receive this money so I can send my mom money. I love sending my mom money. I love, sorry, that scared me. It was a big bug. A big bug flew by. The perks of doing these videos outside, I love seeing my mom happy. I love that she can take care of whatever she needs to take care of because I have the luxury to give her money, right? And it's just like, have that gratitude, and whenever you're feeling that resistance, like, go into that space. That's why I tell you to like what are your thoughts? You know, if you're starting to see yourself in a lack mentality, go back and be like, no, I'm not going to allow this failure consciousness. I'm going to stay in success consciousness. You know, if you really desired this, you would not let anything get in your way. And this goes for all manifestation, not just money. This goes for any area of manifestation, any area of your life that you're truly wanting. You would not let anything get in your way. Your mindset would be like, I don't care how I'm feeling today. This shit is going to happen. I don't care what the 3D is showing me. I know it's already done. I don't care how I'm feeling today. I know the universe is always orchestrating everything in my favor. That's it. Like, be in that consciousness, be in that vibration of receiving all the time. I understand there's days you're not going to feel that great, but that's okay. That doesn't mean anything unless you allow it to absorb you and take control of how you're feeling. Before I go, I wanted to share a quick story about this guy. I was watching this video the other day. He left a comment, and the comment was, I've been manifesting for money to come in for so long. I just don't see how it's possible. I was able to shift into the state, but I still don't see it. Honestly, guys, what do you think it is that's holding him back? Like, really, what do you think is holding him back? Probably his concept around money. I know we don't want to like focus on these concepts, but honestly, like, sometimes you just need to face it. You know, I think we get we get this like bad idea to focus on these concepts of yourself. But honestly, just know it's growth. Like, who cares? Like, face these limitations that you have. It's not there to like stump you or to make you feel like you fail. Like, okay, why haven't I manifested this money? Okay, I can tell that I'm feeling a lack. I'm so focused on seeing something in my account that I'm actually not even embracing the feeling of what it feels to be luxurious. Honestly, that's really as simple as it is. I don't think that, yeah, sure, at the moment he may have shifted his state, but continuing in his end, I don't think he really had a strong enough why and a strong enough desire of why he wanted that money. I think he was just throwing out a number and saying, oh, this shit doesn't work, when really it's always working for you. The universe always listens to you. The universe is always working in your favor. The universe is always shifting things around so that you can have your desire. But if you're in a lack mentality, then yeah, you're always gonna lack. I'm sorry, the money is just not gonna come in. You know, and that's just the honest truth. Maybe you guys need to hear it. Don't be afraid to face those negative thoughts. Don't be afraid to feel those feelings, because that's just a part of you having a human experience. Really, it really is. I used to think that being emotional was bad because that's what I was told growing up. I was told never to feel my emotions. I was told to just keep them down inside. And honestly, it created a lot of craziness in my life. It created a lot of obstacles. Every single time I've ever faced a negative thought and I've ever faced any fears that I've had, I've saw my life literally shift before my eyes, because I'm being authentic with myself. I'm being real with myself and how I'm feeling and how I'm experiencing something. Focus on your thoughts. Like, really spend one day looking at your thoughts and seeing why you're feeling some type of way. And recognize that maybe you're saying a lot of negative stuff. And the way for you to be detached is know that your desire is already done, because when you say it, it's already spoken into existence. There's a version of you who already has it. That's why you desire it. It's not because it's unattainable for you. You don't have a desire and be like, well, God put this desire in my head just to mess with me. No. Why? Like, again, that's a lack mentality. People, be realistic with yourself. Sometimes you guys are like, oh, I want $1 million tomorrow, but you're not even embracing the idea of what it would be like to have $1 million tomorrow. Like, you guys start getting in these low vibrational lack mentalities, and it keeps you stagnant. It keeps you in a place where you feel like it's not coming. Watch your wavering. Your wavering only happens when you're not facing your thoughts. So focus on your thoughts and think about why you're experiencing that thought.